when we look at this closing down of the front body and this opening up of the back body, we can also look at it as a way of inviting our introspective self, our lunar aspect, to open up so that we can witness them and explore them. Okay, so welcome to the Monday Movement series. This episode, we're going to be exploring fetal position. And when we explore fetal position, we're going to be exploring it in a few different ways. There's like two main ways that I'll take you through it, but through the lens of somatic embodiment and the energetics behind it as well. So for those of you tuning in for the first time, hi, I'm Shannon. I am a somatic and energetic integration specialist for women. So a lot of the things I teach here will give you very much that somatic, embodied, energetic perspective. And that's what we're going to be exploring here today as we go through fetal position. Now, when we go through fetal position, it's quite interesting because the name in itself already explains fetal, as in we're going back to our childhood ways. And when we look at the fetal position, this is probably the easiest way I can show you on screen. You know, when we look at it, it's quite a guarded and protective position. And it's actually something a lot of children will naturally do when they're quite young, when they are experiencing something that's overwhelming, whatever that may be. It's whatever they can't mentally, emotionally, energetically hold, their body will naturally take them into this position. And you may see along with that some rocking from side to side or some shaking. So you might have some rocking forward and back, side to side, and then some shaking along with it. And it's actually a very natural and very normal response that the body does. It's its way of protecting us. So if we cannot face that energy, whatever it is that's overwhelming mentally or emotionally, our body will take that on and it will start to physically move into different shapes, different ways of expressing so that you can process on an unconscious level in a way that's not going to be overwhelming for your heart or your mind. And when I say children come into this fetal position and start rocking forward and back, side to side, or even shaking, it's not just children. Even people who adults can do this. Their body goes into shock, and that's what their body does to process through things when it's too overwhelming for their mind and their heart. And even animals will do this in the wild. You will see animals shake, and it's not always because they're cold. Sometimes it's because they are processing something that's very overwhelming for them as well, usually linked to basic survival when you're out in the wild, right? And so it's a very natural, very normal thing. And so as we start to explore all of this, this is the approach I would say to take, is like have that curious acceptance for yourself. This position is going to bring out things around the heart space. This is our guarded heart position. And whether it be mental, emotional, or energetic, when we assume this position of fetal position, even though mindsets may come out and energetics may come out during this position or arise, rather than come out, I'll say arise, it will be based around the heart. When we are in this fetal position, we are looking at the heart chakra and the higher heart. And so before we get started, I'll always say just have reverence for your body. Don't push it too far. If you feel like you have emotions coming up that are overwhelming for you, just assume a position that feels safe. Start to object orient, start to look at the room and come back to reality of where you're at, and take a moment to pause. You don't have to push yourself. There is no point in pushing yourself. That just creates a feeling of unsafety. We're here to create safety, especially when it comes to fetal position. We're here to create that sense of safety. I think I said child's position before, but I meant fetal position because I did child's pose recently, a couple weeks back. But yes, we're all about fetal position today, so apologies if I did say child's position before. But your options here while we get started, you can either assume the child's position upright like this, and you want to encourage your head to rest onto your knees. It may not get there, that's fine. Again, it's not about pushing yourself. Just invite your head to rest on your knees such as this. And while you're in that position, just be gentle. Don't push. Let gravity take control. Let your breath guide you. And this is where we'll be. Now, if that position's too uncomfortable or it just doesn't quite feel right and you still want to explore fetal just in a different position, we can do it in a laying down position. So you might like to try this and see how your body responds like this as well. But either way, you can get a pillow to prop your head up. You can make it as cozy as you want. Just take your time to find one of those two variations of fetal position, either laying down or seated, and I'm going to talk you through it. So just take your time, grab some bolsters. You can pause this and come back and I'll meet you here. So as we come into the fetal position, however you find yourself there, even if it doesn't look exactly like mine, this is a time where we can start to tune into themes of the guarded heart, our shadows, our emotional patterns, and reactive behaviors. So reactions from past hurts or from survival mechanisms. You know, I was talking about before how it's quite natural to assume this position and to rock from side to side, forward, back, or shake. That's a survival mechanism. That's a survival response from the nervous system, from the body. And so all of these themes around the guarded heart, the shadow, the reactive behaviors, and they're kind of like impulsive reactive behaviors that come out before we even have a real chance to mentally process everything and then respond on a conscious level. When we start to notice all of these things coming up in the body, this is where assuming this fetal position can really help us to explore that and better understand that about ourselves. And so as you lay here or sit here in this fetal position, we're just going to start dropping into the body. Again, asking your body or inviting your body to drop the forehead down to the knees. I'm not going to because I need to be able to speak to the mic, but just inviting your head to drop down into the knees. And if that's uncomfortable, just come back up and just tuck your chin gently and allow it to rest there. And if your head organically falls with gravity over time, then allow it to. But again, if anything feels uncomfortable, just come out of it a little. And so as you lay there and sit there, allowing your breath, each exhale to drop you deeper and deeper into the pose. Notice what you feel in your body as you assume this position, this fetal position. And when we're in this position, what we're actually doing physically is we are opening up the backside of our torso and closing down the front side of our torso. Now, energetically speaking, when we look at this closing down of the front body and this opening up of the back body, we can also look at it as a way of inviting our introspective self, our lunar aspect. The back of the body is our lunar aspect, our inner realms to open up so that we can witness them and explore them. And in response to that, we are also, within this pose, closing down that extroverted aspect of ourselves, who we are out there to the world. That's our solar aspect, the front side body, which is our outward energy. So when we're in fetal position, we're actually going inwards quite a lot, and we can feel that as we lay there. So just take a moment to take that in, to really feel that this is your space to go inwards. It's your safe space as well. This is where the higher heart and heart chakra reside the most. You know, we're hitting all the chakras in this position, but for the most part, we are hitting our higher heart and our heart. So notice as you're laying there, your heart space. Notice your lunar aspect, the backside of your body opening up. Invite it to open up. Invite your heart to open up. And you might like to actually visualize Mother Earth cradling you here as you are in this position. Our higher heart, which is another aspect of this position, is also known as our earth heart. It is the higher aspect of our heart, but it is the grounded, rooted part that connects us to the collective, to Mother Earth herself. So in a very earthy element way. So allow and perhaps even invite the visualization of Mother Earth encompassing you in this position, which is very aligned with the fetal position. It's almost like you feel like you're in Mother Earth's womb, you know? So just allow yourself to take that in for a few moments. Inviting the lunar aspect, the back part of the body, to open up, the shadow aspect, the inner realms, and allowing the solar aspect, the extroverted aspect, to take a break, to take a rest, close down. You are here for you in this moment, and so is Mother Earth. We can access our higher heart here in this position by inviting her to encompass us. And while you drop in and you start to take in all of these sensations in this position, you might like to ask yourself, have I noticed any emotional reactivity expressing from me lately? And if so, what was I feeling in my body at that time? Have I noticed any emotional reactivity expressing from me lately? And if so, what was I feeling in my body at the time? Just get curious. Again, we're inviting that curiosity and that gentleness with ourselves. And as I explore that moment of reactivity and get curious, what do I feel in my body now as I explore that memory, as I explore that moment of emotional reactivity? What do I feel in my body now as I explore that? So not only are we getting curious about what we felt at the time, but what are we feeling in our body right now as we revisit that moment of emotional reactivity or moments? How do I feel in my body as I explore that? And then after a little while, you might like to ask yourself, what felt unsafe for me in that moment of time when I was emotionally reactive? What felt unsafe for me in that moment? And you can feel into the body to answer this. It doesn't have to be logical or make sense. Just allow what arises to arise. And then, kind of organically, in your own time, when you're doing this in your own time, this is the tutorial, but in your own time, you can invite yourself to slowly come out of the practice and query for yourself as you come out of that movement, out of that position. How can I invite more emotional safety in? Based on everything I witnessed, all the information that that position had given me, how can I invite more safety into my life, into me? And so this is a practice where, you probably did this with me as we went along, but you can, once you get the hang of it, start to really practice this in your own time with no time constraints, no distractions, and just create that safe space to go even deeper with this practice. Literally just assume that fetal position. Imagine Mother Earth encompassing you. Imagine your lunar aspect opening up, your inner realms opening up, and your solar aspect kind of resting and closing down, creating space for your lunar side. And just inviting in any wisdom that your body has for you in that moment. Start to witness what unfolds. Start to recall any moments of emotional reactivity that have been on your mind lately or on your heart. And where do you feel that in your body? Witnessing what elements of safety are lacking and what elements of safety you would like to invite in. And if you've experienced anything really cool with this practice, with this journey, feel free to share that in the comments below. If you have any questions, you can also comment and ask me below. I love hearing from you all. And I will be seeing you next time. Bye for now.